Iconic, versatile, and absolutely packed with destructive capabilities, the Predator tank was one of mankind's solutions for trying to deal with the Orc menace. To the annoyance of some, the Blood Angel Space Marines hide away the blueprints for their own high-powered variant of the tank, and growing up as a kid, the Baal Predator was a keystone in my Blood Angels childhood army. Which is why today, when given the option of do I repaint the original or get with the times and create a hovering variant, I've decided to go with the latter. Hi, I'm Mike, this is Flashing Badger Painting, and today we are treating ourselves to looking back on what made the Predator tank so memorable. All the while, I'll be building and painting so that it can join my Blood Angels army. We are going to talk about the model itself over time, as well as its place in Warhammer lore, and all the while we'll be diving into some different painting techniques, including sponging armour, some evocative weathering, and maybe some additional parts to really pop out, like those gun barrels. But with not a moment to waste, cue that intro and then we can get started. Thank you to Emperor for sponsoring this video, but that's not a Predator tank, I hear you exclaim from the very outset of this project, and you would be right. This here is the Gladiator Grav Tank. This model was released by Games Workshop in 2020 as part of the 8th edition revamp of Space Marines into the Primaris version. The Gladiator plays the role of being the modern version of the Predator tank. Modern in the sense of, I was much younger when the Predator was released, and I'm older now. But to understand the Gladiator, we first need to go right back where I introduce you to the Rhino. This Space Marine transport dates back to the early days of Warhammer 40k, being one of the first, if not the first, vehicle models to be introduced. Designed to transport troops, the chassis of this tank would then become a building block for the main battle tank variants to follow. We had the Predator tank, plus its multiple weapon loadout variants. We had the Vindicator and the Whirlwind. And speaking of which, if new models like this that are being released get under your skin a little, know that I really want to paint up a Vindicator tank to join this army. For me, the Vindicator was the one that got away. It's a model that I always loved as a kid and I never got to own. In fact, it's probably my favourite model. And I don't just mean Space Marines or just in Warhammer in general. This would have to be one of my favourite models of all time. Now, because the Blood Angels were close combat focused and very popular at the time, they were rewarded with their very own variant known as the Baal Predator, which was equipped with 2 Onslaught Gatling cannons and heavy flamers. Jumping forward to 8th edition Warhammer 40k, and the Rhino isn't replaced, but the Primaris Space Marine transport introduced is the Impulsor Grav Assault Transport. Then, on top of this chassis, we have our battle tank, the Gladiator. Our Gladiator chassis can make 3 variants, being the Reaper, Lancer, or the Valiant. So today we are building the Reaper, because I feel that this is the closest to the Baal Predator, with its anti-infantry twin Onslaught Gatling cannon and heavy bolters. But you've likely noticed a few things already. One is that I haven't completely assembled the model. Some of it is for ease of painting, but that whole rear hull section and turret is kept free so that I can play the model as either the Impulsor or as the Gladiator tank. And the next thing is that I haven't magnetized all of those weapon options. You're right, and you should absolutely magnetize your model. This allows you to have extra variety with how it plays on the tabletop to tackle other tanks and smaller squishy units of models. Those side skids are left off for now because it will make the model a lot easier to paint, and I'm a big fan of adding some custom parts to my models to have them recognisable but looking at least a little bit different. These custom parts are from the Crimson Lord range from Grey Tide Studios and have been printed by the lovely team at Proxy Wargaming. Speaking of promotions, the Blood Angels Army painting journey videos are the most popular on the channel at the moment because you fine folk are absolutely eating them up. And they're brought to us by the team over at Emperor. Emperor are an Aussie company that are bringing discounted Warhammer models to those of us down under. And to the shock of absolutely nobody, this hobby is expensive because we all want the nicest brushes, the most detailed models, and the most vibrant paints. So all of that adds up really quickly. And one of the best skills we can grab as a beginner is being able to spot deals and find some hidden value in the hobby. And because this channel is largely catered towards beginner painters, I try and play a role in pointing you in the right direction. So if you live in Australia, I recommend in one tab you have Emperor open, and in another, go to where you normally purchase your models and compare the prices. See what sort of a discount you can get by choosing Emperor, and also remember they have a loyalty point system as well, so you can add extra minis into your cart every now and then. And if you aren't lucky enough to be one of us living in the land down under, surrounded by venomous creepy crawlies, don't stress, I've got you covered. In the video description below, I'll add some links to some stores that are local to you that will have similar discounts. And to Emperor, I get to make these videos thanks to your support. And there's a community behind me that I think are absolutely loving them. So on behalf of myself and them, thank you so much for your support. And now back to the painting. My favorite part now, the painting. The model has been primed black, and I want to chat a little more about the Predator tank as I go, and if I'm doing something a little more technical along the way, I'll interrupt myself to let you know, and otherwise, I'll keep listing paints up here in the corner in case there's a part that you'd like to colour match. In the grimdark far future, mankind use STCs, which stand for Standard Template Constructs, as a type of official blueprint for mass producing things, such as the case with main battle tanks. The first Predator tanks though were being churned out across assembly lines in response to the orc problem that man were facing as they attempted to expand across the galaxy during a period known as the Dark Age of technology. Orcs are tough, fierce in close combat, and with greater numbers on their side. So in order to adapt to an enemy like that, Space Marines would need to be able to reach out and hit them from a greater range with heavier weaponry, and autocannons and heavy bolters allowed them to do that. And if you are a chapter of Space Marines with a heavy lean towards close combat like the chainsword wielding Blood Angels are, then yeah, you need a variant that is brutal up close. The STC for the Baal Predator is guarded closely by the Blood Angels, and at some point this would have surely infuriated the tech engineers on Mars. But now it kind of reminds me of that scene in Back to the Future 2, where Marty's been on his skateboard and then jumps on a hoverboard, and then he tries to give the girl her Predator tank back and she says, "Keep it, mister, I've got a Grav Tank now." Also, Pitbull was there, Mr. Worldwide. I've been sponging away at the hull of my tank, and spoiler alert, but I'm confident that after 10 or so Blood Angels videos, I've actually settled on a definitive recipe for the reds that I use. Here they are quickly on screen if you'd like a snapshot of them, and there's a close-up of how the panel looks at the very end, so you can visualize how these colors all come together. If you go on to use this recipe to paint your Blood Angels, you should absolutely tag me into your Instagram post or wherever you post your pictures, because it makes my day when I realize that there's someone on the end of these videos that are getting something out of it. That cinematic opening in the real-time strategy game, and first in the series Dawn of War, captured the Blood Ravens and the Orcs in a violent battle, where that tank unleashing las cannon rounds was, you guessed it, a Predator tank. And here is my voice actor application for the new Dawn of War game.
Predator deployed. Predator tank here. Predator at your command. Moving out. As you command. His will be done.
It's good, but it's not as good as my StarCraft Zergling impression. I struggle to think of a time that this tank and the crew have been the decent focus of a novel. Can you think of one? Surely there's something buried away in the Horus Heresy series. Or maybe one of the newer animations? Rin's World gave us a famous Land Raider, so that's something. Speaking of, I've been asked to paint Crimson Fist recently. What do you think? Could that make for a fun video? Little lore, little painting, little talent? I actually really like that as a slogan for my channel. The decals, or transfers are going on next, and yes, I have a habit of refusing to look at the codex or any official art to see what iconography should be placed where, and that is how I end up just putting whatever symbols I think look cool. The colours of my Blood Angels are red with accent colours of bone, dark gold and black, so I don't introduce any other colours like yellow for close combat support, or blue for the helmets of heavy support, because I just don't like that many colours going on. Decals look too clean and pretty on my grimy tanks, so between now and the end of the video, I will help them blend in, and I can start with some paint chipping by using a brown. Regardless of if I call this a Predator, this model is clearly a Gladiator Reaper. So how does that work with the game? Well, for me, I'll either play it as a Baal Predator with my mates in casual games if we think it fits the scenario, but otherwise, yeah, I'll play it using the Gladiator rules, and I'll just enjoy the fact that I've tried to make it look and feel like a Baal Predator. But as we start on the metallic areas, I'll give you a quick recap on the models currently in my army and the story of my Blood Angels force. In fact, I think I'll deliberately keep this brief, and then how about soon I make a dedicated showcase and update video for them. I'd say, let me know below, but I think I know the answer. You're still not ready to say no to more Blood Angels videos on the channel, are you? Task Force Forlorn Peril to date has comprised of lots of troops with jump packs because they're proper cool. So there we have some Jump Intercessors, Death Company, Plasma Inceptors, the Jump Chaplain, and of course, Captain Sirius Corridon. Outside of that, there's a squad of Terminators, but they are regular Terminators, so I think they might need some assault buddies too. Oh, and there's more speed with the Outrider jet bikes converted into grav bikes, and then my largest models being the Elite Librarian Dreadnought and Furioso Dreadnought. Every model and every unit that's been painted has been captured in its own video for the channel, and I've bundled all of those videos into one playlist called the Blood Angels Army Painting Journey. So if there's something that you like the look of, there'll be a video for it there. In those, you will find snippets of their lore, but Task Force Forlorn Peril were charged with delivering a reprisal strike into the heart of Hive Fleet Leviathan following the devastation of Baal. But whilst en route, their ship was spat from the warp and into a brutal vessel conflict somewhere. In an attempt to put an end to the crippling psychic presence that was blocking their ability to jump again, Captain Sirius Corridon makes planetfall with his remaining force, but on the surface of the world, he discovers that it's been overrun with the Tyrannid swarms. Cut off from resupply and forsaken on a land that the Emperor's light cannot reach, the resolve of these Blood Angels is being tested. Last we heard from them, they were regrouping on the surface and being aided by a planetary defense force. And what's this? Through the smoke clouds and falling debris of the Gothic city is the violent hum of the jet engines of the Gladiator Reaper. With long-range comms out of action and no sightings of this crew for weeks, it was anticipated that their transporting assault craft must have been cut down before insertion. With skittering swarms of Tyrannids everywhere, having the rate of fire from these Gatling cannons and heavy bolters can cut through waves of them and may even start to turn the war in our favour. Speaking of brave individuals fighting against the odds, here are the channel Patreon members. Now my Space Marines are destined for total annihilation, and I think they know that, but they continue to fight on regardless. And in a way, I think that's similar to these fine people here supporting me, because despite showing absolutely no signs of improving the quality of my content, here they are. You're welcome to come across to the channel Patreon and support me as well, but let me tell you about our channel Discord. There we are a huge, welcoming and friendly community. It's free to join, and we love showing off our works in progress. We give each other tips and tricks, and we have monthly painting programs that are a whole bunch of fun. I'll add a link below in the video description so that you can come join the Discord server, and I'll say hi to you there, which will also mess with your brain a little because I'm going to keep talking to you now as we return to our painting. Weathering. You can add a little or a lot. Bringing the elements of the environment onto your model is a great way to convey your story to those that are checking out your army. If I see parade-level Marines with pristine armour, then I picture them proudly on display marching down a huge marbled city centre. Or if I see a Kriegsman knee-deep in mud and torn clothing, then I imagine that they've been neglected on the front line in trench warfare for months. I can smell the damp decay, and I can feel the cold and miserable elements just by looking at them. I've grabbed an absolute fistful of semi-transparent inks and contrast paints, and I'm going to have a little fun with the airbrush to bring it all home now. And as I approach the business end of this particular model, what do I add next? Let me spitball some ideas with you, and together we can see if anything sticks. I could go with Blade Guard veterans, and the Impulsor could chauffeur them into combat. I could happily add more jump pack marines as extra baseline troops. Oh, and I mentioned Assault Terminators, and that new kit looks like a lot of fun. Blood Angels Terminators with lightning claws is another memory of my youth, so that will be fun as well. We could stay big and commit to something like a Land Raider to ferry the Terminators in, or a Vindicator. Not that the Vindicator really fits the theme of my army, again, I just really like that model. Before my time is done with the army, I surely need to convert and paint some Sanguinary Guard. Again, it doesn't fit the theme, but if I'm over here ticking off the exclusives like Death Company, a Furioso, a Librarian Dread, and a Baal Predator, then I don't exactly have an excuse to ignore the Sanguinary Guard. Hopefully that heat effect is coming through nicely on the camera, but I'm aiming to have a tame but good looking glowing hot barrel feel to those assault cannons, showing that they've been performing overtime to repel the hordes. I've now glued the last parts onto my model, so let me reveal to you the Gladiator Reaper Grav Tank, which may just be the Baal Predator thrust into our latest edition of Warhammer 40,000. That right there was a lot of fun to paint, and I've really enjoyed piecing all of this together for you. If you enjoyed the video, you know all the different things you can do to help me out, but for sticking around to the end of the video, what have I got for you? If you're new here and you love Blood Angels, you should absolutely check out the rest of the series. And what else? I also recently flew my Blood Angels all the way over to Canada to film some bat reps with mini wargaming. Now those videos haven't come out yet at the time of recording, but if you subscribe to this channel, I'll post some updates, and you can also keep an eye on their channel as well. We're looking at end of December 2025 or early Jan 2026. And if you love Space Marines and you're in the mood for a whole bunch of laughs, then check out our Nice Marines episodes over at the Flashing Badger podcast on Spotify. They're absolutely hilarious. And now normally I show you the next project I'm working on, but I can't because it's a surprise. And it's a really cool surprise. Because you see, in the Discord, we have a Secret Santa going on at the moment for the end of the year, which we call the Painting Platypus Palooza. I don't know either. But anyway, the model that I'm going to be painting is for that individual, and the model's a surprise, and they don't even know who I'm painting for yet. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But if you want to be in on the action, like those painting programs, come join the Discord. And in fact, while we're here, at the end of the video, I'm going to show off some of our Discord members' painted Space Marine tanks as well, because that fits with the theme of the video, and it's a cool shout out. Otherwise though, get out of here, because I need to get started on that model.
Legend speaks of our man who saved the world with just a stroke of a brush. You may know him by name. He's the badger with a magical touch. Flashing badger, flashing badger.
Action, Badger.